professionals for professional services, general utility, regulatory compliance, system analysis, and design professional services. We have a budget in there of $300,000, of which it will be drawn on as needed. It's not a $300,000 contract. GDS is a firm that we've worked with before, quite lengthy relationship. It's all, to my knowledge, been very beneficial and good for the city. I think the mayor wants to say a few words about it, and go from there.
I think the intro will be up for the actual professional service agreement today, and then we can talk more on final, but you didn't have any other respondents, and you're married to these guys right now. It keeps everybody honest. It's good to go through the process, but GDS has been with you through the OSP to the AUS. You heard from the Cure Commission the other day where we stand on our resource planning into the future. Just could not more highly recommend something more than that. The utility is doing great again and is performing in a maximum area, and these guys have a good bead on the future and where there would be opportunities that are opportunities for you to create more of a profit center with some of the things we do, which does not affect your ratepayers. It's not them that pay that profit center. It's outside third parties through MISO. And so they have some good ideas there that we've been working on. I would just encourage y'all to go look at the Cure Commission, the last meeting. It's online. If you haven't gone through it, watch the whole thing and you'll really get a good feel for where we are. And then we're also going to invite and present just to the council, obviously the public, but to the council, a sort of unpacking of that meeting. So they gave you the high view, and they were there to answer technical questions, but we'll dig in a little more with you guys. Long and short of it is, there's probably a model with a little piece of solar that we would add. And other than that, the same IRP, roughly, that led to where we are today stays in the money and intact for several years forward. And that's all in costs. Yeah. There are those who tell you guys that you're spending X amount a month to do this and all those. It's just all sort of ridiculous nonsense. This is your all in versus if you were doing any other best next option. So all that's programmed in it. And I didn't bring it with me today, but right now we're number 2 in I don't know how many jurisdictions we look at on that red bar one, but
it's compared to the Louisiana Public Service Commission.
It's like 13 in that.
no, this is much larger.
Yeah, this is
20 something, 26 or so.
Oh, I guess 13.
So we're number 2 in the state. You're at about 88 cents.
88 cents.
88 cents. I don't want to give your local comparative, but
8.8 cents for your comparative. 8.8
Yeah.
cents.
or you can do it in dollars, $88. But you're second from the lowest, and the one that's beating you there's some artificiality in that will change. So that's where your utility performs, and that's a look that we don't give you. You can look at that from an audited standpoint, as we've showed, or you can look at it from these third parties. This isn't something we get to just say to make ourselves feel good. And so you're out there getting constantly bombarded with things. And I see even recently again a push on social media to say, well, I'm challenging my bill. So the last 2 that I randomly pulled and had them go show it to me, what was being said and what was owed in back due, 3 for 3. So far in my reviews, that's a recent version. I've done a lot more than that, but 3 for 3, they were just, you're talking about months and months of not paid. So when someone says my bill is high, there's a couple of questions that have to follow. Do you have a back due balance? And just because you can say on social media you don't, doesn't mean you don't.
As compared to what?
Yeah, and as compared to what? And your bill is high compared to what other provider?
Yeah, and people continue to neglect that our utility bills consist of several different items besides electricity.
That's right.
Yeah. So these folks have helped us, as the mayor said, to put us in a unique position to take care, to enjoy the revenues that are profitable revenues for the utility system that don't come from people in Alexandria. And it's a win-win situation for us.
said, we are challenged by some of you offline and others to take some of the comments because people get incensed over them when they're happy about their bills. To, I guess, for lack of a better way of saying it, put it out on the street. And we're just not going to elect to do it that way because we don't think it's professional. If someone wants to come in front of you and do that, that's one thing. If someone is in the media making that claim, that may be another thing. But we're not going to, generally speaking, just because someone is saying something that's untrue and it looks ugly and it makes everybody upset on this dais that it's being said and you know better and you wish everyone else knew better, it's just not going to be the custom and practice of this administration anyway to do that. Having said that, most of the information with a utility account in the city, because we are a city, is a public record. And so when someone says those things, it can be pulled. But most people won't, it's easier to say it and not have all the information out there. But we're not in a position, no matter what people ask us to do, because believe me, social media, you're going to get the negative. The people who are quiet and seeing it but don't want to post, they want you to go show that, because we don't believe or that's not true. And I just want y'all to keep understanding that's not going to be our position unless you instruct otherwise. There probably was a time in the beginning of Restore where maybe more of that, of a list of things should have been done to prove it then, but we're always caught with, that really is messy looking to me.
Mm-hmm.
It hurts people who are sometimes taken advantage of by others, are prompted to do that when in fact they wouldn't otherwise do it. And so all of that is in the calculus that we use to say, not going to be our custom and practice to act that way. Having said that,
Let's get back on the GS.
if you ask us something, we'll give it to you.
Trey, should we recommend this, or is this just a hearing, because it doesn't come up,
Recommend to the floor.
it's introduced tonight?
No.
Still recommended.
Okay, do I have a motion second to recommend?
This leads to what is introduced tonight too, being the professional service agreement, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Is there a second? Okay, without objection, we'll recommend the full council. Thank you very much. With that, concludes A&E's business of today. Thank you, Trey.
Mayor, number one's gonna be delayed.
19.
Yeah.
We're gonna ask you guys to delay.
Yeah, the port, yeah. Sure, excuse me.
I know they have a reason for it, but I
Yeah.
was hoping it would be anyway. We'd like some more time for it.
Yeah, we have too many
I
moving.
think their reason is appraisal. Mine is a lot more moving parts.
Right.
I could call to order the Legal Affairs Committee. Members are myself, Chuck Fowler, Cynthia Perry. Item 1 will be delayed for 2 weeks, so we will go straight to item 2.
And please keep it in committee. Thank you.
And item 2 is to consider final adoption of an ordinance to declare surplus certain city-owned tracts, parcels, and lots of ground, together with improvements located in lots 5, 6, and 10 of Power Center, subdivision of Tract 1A of a portion of Metro Center, being properties commonly referred to as the City Call Center, 1421 Wimbledon Drive, and the Incubator, 1501 Wimbledon. Properties and related tracts and parcels. Authorizing appraisals of properties to authorize the mayor and administration to market and offer for sale tracts, parcels, and lots with improvements for fair market value. Authorizing the mayor to execute binding purchase agreements with third-party purchasers and fixing the minimum price and terms of sale related thereto, and otherwise authorizing the mayor to execute related agreements to enable the city to sell properties declared surplus and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
Move.
We have a second?
Second,
We don't even have to.
Right.
That's the
We're a
committee.
little
It's
ahead. Okay.
committee.
yes.
Anyhow, this ordinance has to do with the properties that are not being used with at the Incubator and the old call center. And so we are hoping to market those properties and to sell them to a good user. Any discussion on this?
Mr. Johnson, do you want to say a few words?
Sure, glad to.
I thought he wanted.
So, as you're probably aware, both these properties are not being used. They're sitting there. They're great location for both properties. Our hope is to get these back into commerce and get them used and get them on the tax base again.
You'll be advertising this if we pass this tonight?
We will. We'll be advertising them local. We'll be putting signs and stuff up ourselves.
You're going to advertise in maybe a Gannett channel, newspapers?
Yeah, yes.
To give people from out of town?
I've already been touring the properties, been calling commercial agents, and they already are aware if we vote this through.
There's
Today.
interest in it already.
Sir?
There's interest in it already.
Yes, sir.
There's been interest
Okay.
to develop and partner and do different things, but we don't think you'll get real interest until you,
Do what we-
Yeah.
Get the-
as they say in the law, until you set it for trial, you're not
Right,
going to
yeah.
settle the case.
Yeah, so
Go ahead and get
so
it.
I've
Till they
been-
write the check.
Yeah, I've been talking to people about this, and they know the city has the assets. They haven't put fire under their feet because I think they know it's sitting there. So once it's officially marketed and open to other investors and developers, hopefully somebody will jump on the table and write us a check. So,
So I have a question.
sure.
Once this building is sold and the incubator was very, I don't want to say profitable, but it helped a lot of small businesses. Are we considering another location for the incubator? Is there any, discussion in the future about opening the incubator center somewhere else?
So we have talked about that, and I'm sure the administration can touch on it. I'll tell you that, helping small businesses is definitely key. We do hope to have a small incubator of some type, but that model was 40,000 square feet. Though it was helpful back in its heyday, that's a lot of real estate. And what was happening, people were coming in there. Incubation, a typical incubation is 12 to 18 months. We had people that were in there for 4 and 5 years. That's not doing our due diligence, and they need to, at that point, go out and pay market rate to other commercial owners. So, but my answer is yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Any other comments? Okay, do I have a motion to refer to the council? And we had a second.
Second.
All right. And that's the only item on this committee, so we are adjourned.
Let's start back exactly at 5 o'clock, 5 minutes. Back exactly in 5 minutes.
Approximately, exactly.